lifestyle's been freezing cold like the diamonds in they chain, no lab-grown stones. JimmyBoi, you been baller, sit on the throne. Ain't never sold shit, clone, get your ass on. That bullshit is for the rodeo, it don't belong. Blowing on that donut beat pack from the biggest bone. From K-Town to H-Town, they hold it down. Internationally respected, you see the crowns. Dust Brothers and Theme Kings, we all hustlers. Been ballin' like JimmyBoi was feeding customers. Cold as ice, the block coming cop from us. Realest podcast in the world that can't fuck with us. This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to fall, now we set the price. This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to ball, now we setting the price. Let's get it.
What up, everyone? How you doing, man? Welcome to another brand new episode of Cold as Ice. Yes, Bling. Cold as Ice podcast. You know how we get down. Coming to you live from Hollywood, California, and Houston, Texas. I am one of your hosts, Ben Baller, a.k.a. The Wash Lord, a.k.a. Back Nine Ben, a.k.a. The Korean Earl Woods. On the other side, down south, we got my man.
Y'all know what it is, man. Mr. Jimmy the Gent, a.k.a. Mr. JimmyBoi, Mr. a.k.a. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Doesn't it suck when you trying to do so much and nobody gives a fuck about you?
What the fuck? What are you talking about, you fat bastard? Anyways, guys, this show is brought to you by the one, the only podcast producers of the year, the Dust Brothers. That's Miles Davis and Mr. Jordan Winter.
And they the best.
Theme song by Illegal Cartel. Guys, It is Friday. Well, it's not really Friday, but we recorded a little early. But you watching this on a Friday. Jimmy, what's good, bro? How you been, dog?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. You know, shoot, I just been chilling, and my daughter just turned 18. And, you know, we had a little dinner for her this past weekend and a little get together, you know what I mean, with a small, close people and her friends, and her boyfriend flew into town. And, you know, we really chilled, man. You know what I mean? Had some family time. It felt really good, man. I think I kind of needed it. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. I broke down. You know, what's funny is I was going to the doctor. And so, you know, the app that I got, the Kelsey Sibo app, is for me and all the kids, right? And so on her birthday, bro, like I go on the app and her name is gone. So when I'm at the teller, I'm talking to the registration in the front when I'm signing in for my appointment. I'm like, yo, so my daughter's name is not on here anymore. You know, she just turned 18. They're like, oh yeah, because at that age she handles her own, you know, profile. And I was like, oh, okay. So I go and I sit in the thing, bro, and before the doctor walks in, bro, and I guess it kind of kicked me in my butt that my daughter's 18, bro. And bro, I started breaking down like crazy, dog. Like the doctor came in and she thought that was the reason why I was there about my daughter. She didn't want to check on my other side. I'm like, bro, no. It was hilarious, bro. But, you know, it definitely was cool, man. It was chill, man. Got to prepare myself. You know, my daughter's going to move. She's going to L.A. like in August. So she graduates next month.
Hold on. Stop, dog. I know Vanna boyfriend cool. He from Washington, right? Washington State?
Yeah.
That's all we'll say.
Yeah, Seattle.
Is he going to move to L.A. or not?
No, I don't think so. You know what I mean? Not that I know of. I haven't heard nothing about that.
He came into town, right?
Yeah, he's still here right now, actually.
Where did he stay? He's staying with you, or he's staying at a hotel?
Yeah, no, he's staying in the guest room, bro. He first came, he was staying in the Airbnbs, the hotels, and you know they've gotten close, bro. So I let him stay in the guest room, man. Let him save money, man. He a hardworking kid, man. I gotta respect it, bro.
No, man, I respect you, bro. I respect you, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I had a slow motion weekend. I'm still barely just recovering from Hawaii. Been playing a lot of golf, you know what I mean? And so we had the Masters this last weekend. That's the Super Bowl. That's one of the 4 majors in golf. And so it's the biggest golf event of the year. It's the first big one, too.
That's what's up.
And chilled, watched out. My girl came into town. I just chilled at the crib. We was at the trap, just posted up. And I got to see my kids a little bit. I got them all this weekend. So
that's nice.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Nice.
And
I thought your girl was from LA. She ain't from LA?
Nah, dog.
Oh.
She's from Guam. She's Korean, but she's from Guam.
Oh, okay.
And she's actually, funny thing is, she just actually told me she might actually move back to LA. I didn't know how I felt about that. I was like, damn, the long distance thing was cool. I don't know. It was You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
Ready?
Sunday was the first day. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Sunday was the first day I had nothing to do. And I woke up mad late. For me, late is like 7:30 in the morning. She wakes up like at like 10:30, 11. And I don't even care. I'm not here to judge nobody. But like, I was enjoying my silence and my peace until, hey, babe, did you eat yet? I'm like, nah, I didn't eat yet. Want me to cook you something? I'm like, sure. But at the same time, like, you know, like yesterday, I woke up, had maybe a couple errands to run, had some work to do. I have some jewelry I got to make. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. It's a luxury to have nothing to do or not do. I'm saying just be at home and enjoy your own, you know what I'm saying? Just enjoy your own company.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's what I've been doing a lot. Like, especially ever since the new year, man. I just been spending more time with myself, man. Actually, you know, taking your advice from damn near 10 years ago, you know, like waking up early, spending more time with myself, loving myself more, just being able to just sit around and just, you know, be more able to just kind of do what the fuck you want, really. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, guess what though, Jimmy?
Yeah.
It's fan question time, motherfucker.
Let's get it on.
Hey guys, so this is the part of the show where we actually answer the questions that you send in live. Do not send us no demo tapes and no music and no shit like that. coldazicepod@gmail.com. Please don't send music, dog. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I love y'all. I'm not in the music business, neither is Jimmy. Don't send any business proposals, no sponsorship, none of that type of shit. I have my manager's email in my bio on my Instagram. Jimmy, I'm sure you have some sort of contact info on your Instagram.
Yes.
This is strictly for the podcast, all right? So let's get with the first question. Isuke Tanioka, assuming you're Japanese, Ace-suke maybe, Ace-suke Tanioka writes, hey guys, what was each of your first tattoos and what did your parents do? Also, why do you guys have no leg tattoos? Jimmy, you got leg tattoos, don't you?
Right on. I got it like on my thighs, no legs. I got one in the back of my leg where my calf is, but it's like small.
Actually, you know what the funny thing is? I told myself I'll never tattoo my legs. I mean, I have no other space anywhere else except my face, my head, and my legs now. So I might get some on leg. I don't, you know, dog, tattoos motherfucking hurt now. Because we ain't got the same endorphins, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the older you get, the more it hurts, I feel.
100%. After 40, it hurts. So what was your first tattoo?
My first tattoo was these two Chinese letters that stand for fat boy. I got it done, I think, when I was like 13 or 14. I swear I was like, I felt like I was that dude. It was like this big, bro. And I remember trying to hide it from my dad. And it's crazy because it's like, it just seemed like those couple of days I was trying to hide it from him, it was like he's purposely hitting my arm or slapping it. It got to the point I just had to tell him, man. He was furious about it. He was furious about my first tattoo.
So my first tattoo is the yin and yang right here. Yin and yang tattoo. My last name is Yang. In Korean, it's actually pronounced Yang. Funny story. That was 1991, around my 18th birthday. So I'll tell you the funny story. My mom did not see one single tattoo until 2016. So I hid those tattoos. I'm bad at math right now, even though I'm Asian. So let's see, 2001, 2010. So I hid the tattoos for 25 years. When Nicolette was pregnant with Kaya, I finally fucking showed her. Do you know what I'm saying? I finally showed her the tattoos and she fucking, I mean, it was a lot. At that point, if my mom would have seen that tattoo then, I'm gonna keep it a buck. She would have cut me off the family. She would have disowned me and it'd have just been a wrap. You know, Asian parents, especially back then, dog, for me.
Yeah,
you have any idea? She would have died. Like when she found out I had an earring, that was like 93. And I used to take my earrings off every time. When she found out I had an earring, she had called everyone in my family. She called people in Korea and told them I was gay. Because I had 3 earrings. I had 2 on the left, 1 on the right. And you know, remember, dog, the thing was, if you have a right earring, you're gay.
Yep.
And that was the thing back in the early 80s and everything. I seen Dr. Dre in the Express Yourself video, and I seen Dr. Dre had 2 earrings. I said, nah, motherfucker, I'm getting both ears pierced. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. It is what it is, man.
No,
All right. Hey, thank you,
definitely.
Ace.
Yep,
All right, we
shout
got
out
a lot
Ace,
of fucking
man.
questions. I don't think we're gonna be able to get to all of them, but let's go. Joseph Rio. Damn, motherfuckers got some exotic names. Joseph Rio Freer. Okay. JimmyBoi, when you were locked up, did you run with the other car? If so, can you share some of your experiences?
I'm assuming run with the other car. I guess run with the other race. I guess, you know what I mean?
I don't know, dog. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
And if that's what he's
whatever it
talking
is.
about. So, down here in Texas, especially when I was in prison in the early 2000s. There weren't a lot of Asians, at the farms in the units. So, a lot of Asians, they would roll with the Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? But I grew up with a lot of, like a lot of my close friends growing up were black. And when I went to prison, either, the guys I grew up with or like their uncles or cousins were in there. So I kind of like just basically just kicked it with the people that I was growing up with in there. So, that's just how I was, you know what I mean? Like, I think my unit we were at the time, there was like maybe 5 Asians total. So we couldn't even, it wasn't even that type where it's like we can click up and anything like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it was.
So,
But shout out to everybody that I was locked up with, from the Mexicans to the blacks, you know what I mean? That was love.
question he wrote was, Ben, you speak about being gangster back in the days. Did you ever have any issues with fellow Korean gangs or Asian gangs? If so, can you share a story? So, I'm gonna keep it a buck. The first Asian gang I ever came in contact in contact with, or just at all whatsoever, with the Wachings. Wachings is an OG Chinese gang, and they used to wear black members only jackets. Now, disclaimer: I grew up in a blood hood, and I grew up with Crips, and I grew up hanging out with Crips. And at a certain point, I thought I was a Crip. Well, pretty much by affiliation, I was a Crip, right? I will keep that. I was thinking about actually saying what Crip said I was with, and I think it's probably just best if I don't. I think it ain't that hard to figure out. If you from LA and you from Mid-City, you already know. I think just by the profile, the way I grew up, what my aspirations were, what I wanted to do, who I hung around with. And it's not that hard if you think about Fairfax High and shit like that. But anyways, being in Koreatown, I lived in a building with the dude who was right across the hall from me. And I knew they was in the gang. I didn't know how deep it was. So if you're Korean and you're over the age 50, or even over the age 45 maybe, in Los Angeles, you know there was a very famous camp called Camp Conifer. And it was in Big Bear. And my sister and brother go all the time. I couldn't go because I had health issues as a kid. Elevation changes, I had bad asthma. And this Asian gang unit police officer came down there to talk about the gangs. And the biggest Korean gang in Koreatown was called the Korean Killers, KK. And so this guy gave this whole speech about it, talking about it. And my sister was kind of concerned about it. And he said, oh, where they live? Come to find out, the leader of the fucking KKs was my motherfucking neighbor that lived right across the fucking hall from me. And these dudes was slashing people up, killing people, fucking, they was crazy. They was the most notorious gangs. They were out killing. K-Town was crazy back then. This is when Chinatown was actually Chinatown. It's not what it is now, where it's been dead for at least 25 years. Chinatown's been dead. So, they would always be like, yo, why you hang out with all these Kamlingis and all this shit and everything, and Koreans are racist about shit and everything. And so, like, they never understood it. But there was 2 Crips in my building, and I love them motherfuckers. This dude had a cherry red. Bro, do you remember dog, I'm talking to you. Think about candy paint, that 80s candy paint that they brought back to Houston, when they were doing the donks and shit in 2000s and stuff. Mm-hmm. This dude had a cherry red El Camino with the whole bed 15-inch woofers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I idolized this dude. This dude was a straight gangster. That's so, hard. I got arrested the first time was 82. My first time getting arrested. First time going to jail was then. But I was just a holding cell. I had been locked up. And I'm going to tell you a funny story, Jimmy. I got locked up because Jonah's dumbass had a DUI. And I had a gun on me, even though my gun was registered. The only thing was the gun was in my person. And I didn't have a CCW then. So I got locked up I got processed, was in there 20 hours. They ain't had no Asian gang module. So, motherfuckers threw me in. Who the fuck you think I hung out with, Jimmy? Whites, blacks, Latins. What do you think?
The blacks, right?
Yeah, come on, man. So anyways, that's my story. Joseph, I appreciate you, man. These are some good questions, man.
No, because that's the crazy thing, right? Because my homeboys that were from Cali, they that the reason why I asked it like that, because like I told you, like, over here in Texas in prisons, like the Asians roll with the Hispanics, but they were like, yo, in Cali in prison, the Asians roll with the blacks. You know what I'm saying?
You can't roll with them because there was a green light in the early 2000s on Asians from the Mexicans.
Yeah,
even though I got love for everybody. So
that's why I was like different. That's why they were telling me. That's why I asked you that. But yeah.
All right. I already know this question is about to be spicy. Michelle Kang writes, I understand how you got so upset with David Chang bullying small mom and pop businesses. That's really cool that you stood up for the Asian community. I myself, Asian, Korean. Now that he made an apology, why won't you take it back? He's not going to sue anymore. Don't you believe in second chances? He probably realized that a lot of people are giving a shit. What do you think? Also, what do you think about the other jeweler? I think his name is Johnny Dang. Do you and Jimmy like him? About David Chang, let me say it again. Fuck David Chang. Fuck everyone from Momofuku as a company, as a restaurant, as a crew. Anyone who's down Momofuku, fuck you too. He apologized. I'd apologize for some bullshit. That's like if you slap somebody or you punch someone and then you get caught, so you apologize. I'm not believing his punk ass apology. I believe in a second chance. Let him go do his thing. I told you already. I didn't want him to get canceled. You know what I'm saying? But he's a bitch. And fuck him. Yeah, don't sue anybody. Great. You'll get some points for that? Nah. He can get a second chance. Not from me. Like, I don't fuck with dude. I didn't fuck with dude for 10 years. I didn't fuck with dude way, way back before the restaurant opened. So this was just like something else. I don't think he meant the apology. I think he's just a bitch. And maybe he will change. And if he does, cool. I still don't want to fuck with him. Now to Johnny Dang, to be truthful, go ahead, Jimmy, you start.
Man, I'll just say, shout out to Johnny Dang, man. You know what I mean? We known each other a long time before I was a jeweler. I actually was one of his good clients, you know what I mean? And our families know each other. We actually live in the same neighborhood too. But Johnny, it's always love. Johnny, every time I see him, I say, what's up? I don't think he liked me because I became a jeweler and he feel like I'm taking the money, but there's enough money for everybody, Johnny.
100%. My opinion on Johnny, I think he's goofy. I think that he's a hard worker. And I think Johnny's going to do whatever the fuck it takes to make money. And he doesn't give a fuck. I almost think that he hasn't had to yet. I think Johnny would wear a skirt if he had to sell some fucking jewelry. I just think Johnny would do anything. He parties, does his thing. He's an immigrant. He's made very well for himself. The only problem I had with Johnny was this motherfucker used to steal my pictures and put them on his website, acting like it was his jewelry. And then he blamed Kevin Dang, his brother, when I confront him at the Galleria. But like, I don't have a problem with Johnny. And
go ahead,
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Globally, do you think me and Johnny are in the same league? I'm being dead honest. I want you to be real. If you can, then say it.
I'm gonna be
honest.
dead real with you, as in, and you can't, like, for you to say league, it becomes a technicality, like league as in how, but as in far as people knowing, y'all in the same category of as much as people know y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? They know you for different reasons. They know him for different reasons. But both as a jeweler, he's out there, bro. You know
I'm
that.
Talking about,
he out there.
So you think globally he's as well known and globally as I am?
Yeah. Like, as far as, let's not talk about the work, okay? Let's talk about just who y'all are, as in y'all's names.
I'm talking about him walking through Paris and him walking through Shibuya, him walking through Manchester, England. You think that he's going to get stopped as much as I am?
Bro, he's going to get stopped because they're going to be like, that's the dude that be in the rap videos being goofy. That's the dude, like, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see that one video he got right now that's going out there where he's doing the same thing Trax is doing now. He puts it on the screen and then he talks and it's done. Bro, till this day, he been in America how many? 30 years, bro. He still got the accent. Like, you can barely understand him, but he does it well, bro. You know what I mean? He got a rap song.
That's fair. Hey, dog. How many raps, motherfucker? Who has the biggest rap song with the jeweler's name in it in the world?
Hey, no, he rapped on a song. He has a rap song, as in
I didn't know
rapping
that.
on there. Remember? You never heard? Oh my God, it's DV Johnny. I'm the king of all bling.
That's fair. I don't care about the jewelry part. We already know that. I'm just saying, as far as that's your opinion, that's your opinion. All right, Michelle, you got your answer.
Shout out Kevin Dang.
Rose writes, hi, Ben. Now that you play golf, have you had a chance to play with Schoolboy Q? Do you have any stories about him that you would consider having him on your podcast? All the best, Rose. I guess is a question for me. Yes, I've played with Schoolboy Q. We're a member at one of the same country clubs. You know, the thing with Q is he said something in the heat of the worst part of my divorce. And he said, hey, man, you learn a lot about yourself on a golf course. And he didn't want to keep the score. He's like, let's just play and just, you know, I've seen Schoolboy Q evolve into a totally different person. And I've known Schoolboy for 12 years, maybe. I love the guy he's become. And I wish that I started playing golf when I seen him getting into it. You know, solid dude and pretty much that. He's always dropped me gems, man. We're going to try to keep these short and sweet so we can keep this pushing.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll let you answer this one. Alon Co writes, hey guys, how do you get over heartbreak? Go ahead and answer that, Jimmy.
Well, you know, at first you're gonna have to grieve, just to be real. But you know, I always say, you know, money don't buy happiness, but it sure as hell don't make you sad neither. Thank you very much.
Then let me add this then, if you don't fucking answer, motherfucker. I truly think that I told you that healing and fixing are two different things, but time heals all. It's as much as I'll say.
Yeah.
All right. MK writes, hey, Ben and Jimmy, since both y'all in the jewelry game, do you both have different styles on how to make a piece? Like if both you were to make the exact same piece, would your processes be the same or the different? Love from Vancouver, Vic. You could answer what you think, and I know exactly what I need to say.
I'm gonna say it straight up. If you give 10 jewelers an idea and any of them come back the same, that person didn't make the design. They sent it to somebody to do it. Every jeweler is their own artist. Everybody has their own execution and how they craft their stuff. And that's just the straight truth.
Could I add some 2 cents?
Yes, sir.
Jewelry made in Houston is done a certain way. And what I mean is New York and LA are two different things. Diamond setters in New York and LA are, you know, doing a lot of different things. I think for a very long time, the distinct difference was between the U-pave, you know what I'm saying, regular pave work when it comes to a custom piece. Invisible settings are invisible settings. There's really no distinctness. But one thing I noticed about Texas was prong setting was very prominent. And I used to see a lot of slabs, you know, slabs of prong sheets and stuff that Emmett, you know, King Johnny Dang and all that stuff when he was making a piece. So that was one of the distinct differences about how pieces are made. So I think the first thing would be, depending on how much detail was going into maybe enamel, other stuff like that. But the diamond setting is where I would actually notice the exact difference. Am I tripping, Johnny, or Jimmy, or what do you think?
I think if you talk about like 10 years ago, you can say that, but now it's just you can't say that.
No, that's what I'm talking about, like just the evolution. I'm talking about now.
Yeah, because now
I think
like
Texas is kind of,
most people are sending work to LA or sending work to New York to get set. You know what I mean? So it's like, I will say like back then, I say each jeweler should be an artist, and it should come. There should be no piece if you gave two people or more.
They're saying the process is different. Our process is how something be done at Cartier, and like, you know, when I work with De Beers doing that documentary and stuff like that, and Ice Cold, my documentary, that was jewelry. And I hired, we did everyone. And I'm sorry, Jimmy, I didn't include you in that. It was a list of people they wanted to deal with, whatever. We had Johnny in there and everything. But I will say this, someone like Icebox, for instance, they send their shit to Thailand. You know what I mean? They send the shit to India. So it's like shit's outsourced somewhere else. I have my own manufacturing inside my business, and that's a different part of the game when you've evolved that long. Jason of Beverly Hills has his own manufacturing. Jacob has his own manufacturing. There's so very few people. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying there's so very few people that own their own jewelry, actual manufacturing, and production inside their actual business. But anyways.
Yeah, definitely.
It's what it is. All right. Joe Var writes, finally, we got the new pod going. JimmyBoi was my favorite guest. Now he's part of the team. My question is, how is it hard to get a piece from JimmyBoi? How hard is it to get a piece from Ben Baller?
You can go first, bro.
You're not going to get a piece from me. So, I make 4 or 5 pieces a year, and it's a $250,000 minimum, and that quota's been filled for the rest of the year. I don't know what to say, so go ahead, Jimmy.
As far as me, it's going to be pretty hard to get for me too, but I just narrow it down to basically a $50,000 minimum, and you got to be referred to a previous client of mine.
Yeah. And then the guy writes, P.S. I would love to spend the funds. I would spend all my funds on a ring to propose to my girlfriend of 8 years instead of going to get a custom piece. If Ben Ballers would bless me, 1.5 2-carat solitaire round. First in my family to be able to afford anything like this. Will be a family heirloom. God bless from all both your families. Joe from East Texas. Joe, thank you for being a number one fan. Jimmy can make that ring A1 for you.
Definitely. And when I got engaged, I had Ben make the ring. So I agree. It's a heirloom. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I got
Here
the
we
ring.
go. Next question. Chef Lee writes, yo, what's good, Ben? Congrats on starting your new podcast venture with JimmyBoi. Props to the crazy run on your first podcast. Got a lot of game from it, trust me. You talked about not giving someone who stained you a second chance in your last episode. What are your thoughts on giving someone as many chances as they want, but keeping them at a distance so they can never do you wrong like the first time? What if you can't just burn bridges like that? Crazy to sound at this point, I'm used to all the fake shit because at the end of the day, I know who I am, I know who they are. I'm trying to walk a righteous path, but when I have to dance with wolves, it's not that simple. You think that shit will later burn me? I dead don't know what to do. Do I start cleaning house? Appreciate the game, Hyung. For real, Mitch. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't like being around people I don't like. And I don't like people around people I like as it is. So, there's no giving people, chances of keeping our distance. I just don't waste my time. I'm older. I've had so many relationships, so many friendships and things like that. If I have something I could say bad about somebody, genuinely, I can't really say anything bad about my cousin. I can't say anything bad about one of my close friends. I can't say anything bad about certain people. Like really, it's such a small circle. It's, it's a handful of people, literally, right? So there's no reason for me to have somebody at arm's distance or have somebody can enter my life who's done me wrong or whatever. And again, they can have a second chance, just not with me. Like if they burn me, it's a wrap. Like, yeah, so it is that simple. Clean your house. Clean house. Period. Next question is Jongchan Sul. Hello, Ben and Jimmy, aka the Dynamic Duo. My question is, if any of your kids wanted to get married, for example, Vanna and London fell in love with each other, would you guys be okay with that? How would you guys deal with that? How do you think that's going to change between y'all? Well, if London was 18 and he wanted to date Vanna, this is a fucking crazy question, Jimmy, because keep it 1,000 with me. Have we ever even thought about talking about this ever? Ever in history?
No, never.
Have we ever talked about this?
No.
Okay, so this is going to be the best fucking real answer ever. I would be fucking honored if London wanted to date Vanna. I just wouldn't have a problem because I love Vanna so much. I just know she's a good person that I'd have to make sure that London was on point. But I would not get involved in their business. I would not talk to Jimmy about it. I would not talk about anything else. I would give them their forewarning. And, I would just let London know what the deal was. It'd be a little, maybe it'd be weird. I don't know. But I love Vanna so much. Jimmy, how do you feel?
I feel the same way. It'd be an honor. I think the weird it would be a funny weird. We'd probably be cracking each other about it, but same way, I wouldn't interfere or whatever. Tell her straight up what it is. And, you know how much you mean to her. So, just let them do their thing. You know what I mean? Let them experience what they got to experience and go through what they got to go through together.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be like, yo, you sure? You know what I mean? Like, this could.
Yeah,
but if it's
definitely
bad,
have a
it's
sit down
bad
and
whatever,
talk and just understand that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, next question. Noah Cavazos writes, "Hey, Ben and Jimmy, huge support of the pod. Recently, my creative work has been noticed by a person I admire and look up to. They follow and like my posts on Instagram. For context, I'm 22. I work as a scientist outside of my creative work. I do not need money, clout, or social media fame. I understand time and trust are important assets to high net worth individuals. I genuinely would like to work under or alongside this person to assist on their projects. No need for a shout out for that said person to put me on. My question is, how do I work with this individual? Shall I let my work speak for itself and wait? What would you and Jimmy do in this situation?" Jimmy, you can go first.
I'd say just go with how you feel. You know what I mean? If you feel like that's what you want to do, then go for it. But I feel like there should always be understanding, transparency, because when there isn't, someone's always going to feel like they gave out more or gave in more than the other. And, things going to get bad and sour that way. So it's like there should be an agreement or something to where both sides understand what it is and go for it. You know what I'm saying?
So let's say, for instance, Takashi Murakami. I respect him. He is a legend. He's a top 3 contemporary artist that are living in the world right now. I've been a fan of his from afar. We met a few times. Now we're good friends. I think that you should continue to do what the fuck you do. You said clout, you don't need anything, whatever. So why? Sometimes business things makes things more complicated. So if I were you, I would continue to do what you do in your field. If you guys have met, I think it would take several sit downs and meetings. And I think at a certain point, when the level of your work you feel or the world feels it's on par to do something, then sure, maybe shoot your shot. But I think, why ruin a good thing? Unless it's like something that just the timing and the stars are aligned, cool. If not, nah, man. All right, next question. YOLO Noodle. Ben, this question is for you. Why did you get rid of the Tesla Plaid, and would you still recommend it? I'm thinking about getting one. I got rid of the Plaid because for the trips to San Francisco, although it was nice, I have an EV charger in my garage. I have not a supercharger, but I have the one that charges, 80 miles an hour. It's somewhat fast. It's faster than the regular charger that charges like 26 to 40 miles an hour. It just, there was other issues that were starting to get on my case. And I think I bought my car. That was one of the very few cars in my life that I had got over sticker. Because at that time I just wanted to I was just dumb. It was during the pandemic. I didn't give a fuck. And it just didn't serve the purpose for me. Now, as far as handling and stuff, when you are going that fast, the only real positive I think is that in a straight line, it's very fast. It is nice not going to a gas station, but the handling is really poor. The top thing of why I love the car was the autopilot. The full autopilot is undefeated. When you want to be in traffic, you want to put that bitch on autopilot, start texting, start chilling, start watching shit on your phone or whatever else. Other than that, I'm just whatever. Is it worth $120K new? It's hard to say. Nah, I don't think so. All right, next question. Bro, people asking for fucking jewelry, dog. Like, not jewelry like that, like for free jewelry. Okay, beautiful. This is a great question. Joseph Marks writes, "Hey, Ben and Jimmy, what is your favorite manual car you ever driven?" Joey from Dallas, like a stick shift. Jimmy, why don't you answer first?
Mm-hmm. On the top of my head, I would say a 1999 Honda Civic Si. That's the car that I learned how to drive manual with too. So
nice.
It was fun.
Nice.
It was memories.
So I learned how to drive stick shift in a Mustang 5.0, the same one in Menace to Society, the GT. It wasn't a drop top. when clutches used to actually mean something. It was tough. It was a hard car. That was the first car I learned how to drive, and I know that wasn't the question. My favorite manual car that I've ever driven would probably be 911 Turbo. I believe, I feel bad. It's not a 997. It was before 996 too. Don't remember the year. But yeah, 2001 Porsche 911 Turbo was fucking amazing. It was a great fucking car. I'll tell you, the most nightmare fucking stick shift I ever owned was the 2005 Carrera GT Porsche. That shit was a motherfucker. Some good questions here, man. Some good questions. Adrian Guevara writes, will you guys do a Rolex or necklace giveaway with a low price entry? Also, keep the episodes coming. I think we're going to do some giveaways. What do you think, Jimmy?
Yeah, I think we should. Definitely.
I did some giveaways for my subscribers. If you subscribe to my thing, I give away small, $1,000 to $2,000 chains. I do that all the time for random things here and there. But we should do a giveaway, Jimmy.
No, we should. I think so.
You know what we should do, Jimmy? We should maybe make a small little CAI, about a fucking 3/4 of an inch, a little dope thing, give it away to a fan. It'd be dope.
Nah, definitely. That'd be tight. We should definitely do that.
Good idea. I'll just answer this real quick. Nick Moore writes, what's up, guys? Been rocking with both y'all since about 2017. Question for Ben. I've been trying to subscribe for some months now, but it won't let me. It says I'm on a wait list. Any idea when I'll be able to? Thanks, guys. That's news to me. I don't know. Keep trying. He Hate Me writes, when are you and Jimmy going to do a Koreatown Hustler series like the pod? Now, Jimmy, I don't know if you know this. My most successful series early on was I did this thing called the K-Town Hustler series. I think I did part 1, part 2. I might have did a part 3. I don't remember. It was so long ago. But it was like a 3-hour podcast. Miles fucking hated editing this shit. And I broke down from literally the day I was born until like 14. Then from 14, I broke that to like 22. And then I did do the thing. I think I did a 3 maybe. Then I did it all the way up till I was maybe like 28 or something. But I don't know what we do it on. Like, I don't know. We break down the start of jewelry from us and what started, and I don't know. Jimmy, thoughts? Documentary, pretty much.
That'd be down. I think that'd be pretty tight. We definitely got to think about where we would do it on. You know what I mean? Whether we stream it or do something, but I think that'd be tight.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate that.
All right. This is an easy question. Jonathan Mizzona writes, hey, Uncle Ben and Uncle Jimmy, I have 2 businesses, a part-time job, and 2 kids. I'm already heavily invested in both businesses. Is it possible to manage 2 businesses and become successful? Jimmy.
For sure.
That's it?
For sure. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Best way for me to put it, in 2014, I almost lost everything. You know what I mean? And I went back to doing what I knew how to do. At the same time, that's when 2015, I started being an official jeweler. 2 businesses there at the same time. I had just had little Jimmy, raising Vanna. Of course, I had the help from Jimmy's mom. But, anything you put your mind to, it could be more than 2. It could be 3 or 4. As long as you prioritize it, it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of businesses you have, Jonathan. If you gave a little more context, but you could run 2 businesses and a part-time job, which is maybe 3, I don't know, and have 2 kids, 100%. I will say this. When you start owning apartment buildings, multiple units here and there, you have what's called a property manager. They take 10% of everything, but they're the ones that fucking take care of electricity, maintenance, all the other bullshit, everything else. They get a 10% cut. Listen, you find somebody you can delegate the work to, and they'll expedite everything for you in a proper way. You need to find somebody you trust. It is absolutely possible. It is truly Jimmy's answer, right? Yes, it is possible.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
This question sounds like it's an interesting one. Ta writes, would you say it's true that poor people care about impressing others and how people view them while rich people are the opposite? since they say they are dripping out in designer clothes, drive supercars, dine at fancy restaurants, and spend recklessly, whereas rich people tend to dress simple and live a basic and minimal lifestyle. Jimmy, start off.
You know, like growing up, like for me, like that's what you're told. That's what they try to teach you or put into your head, you know. But from experience and seeing how it is now, it isn't. You know, a lot of people do, but man, you can't judge a book by its cover. You know what I mean? You got rich people that they want to live and be flashy and however they want to live, and you got some people, you know, that don't care. You know, it's just really preference.
People send me very nice things. Balenciaga sends me clothes. Gucci sends me clothes. High-end brands, a Cold Wall, Denim Tears, you name it, Off-White. People have sent me really nice shit. Once in a while, I'll wear some nice things. To be honest with you, I'm a very simple person. Usually wear a white tee. Shout out to Shakur. I wear golf clothes. You know, I really don't give a fuck. To be honest with you, one of my favorite brands out there is Uniqlo. I wear a lot of Uniqlo because it's simple. Exactly. There's no labels. But I will say, don't let them lie to you. Jimmy does wear a lot of fucking expensive clothes. I mean, Amiri sends me free shit in a $1,200 jeans and whatever. I wear what I feel like wearing, but I do like to keep it simple. I have nice cars and whatever, but people definitely that I know who are successful wear really nice shit too. It really depends. You know,
it's a time for everything. I believe it's a time for everything, you know? So yeah, I get what you're saying, you know, but I dress very, very simple. I have like a uniform. I kind of wear the same throughout the week, but when it's time to put it on, I'm gonna put it on. You know what I mean? For sure.
Hey, Jimmy, come drip, Louis Vuitton jacket, motherfucking. What kind of jeans did you wear at Denver Haiti Fight? I know those weren't cheap.
Gallery department. You know?
Yeah, he was wearing some expensive shit. Those got to be 2,000 at least, no?
They were like 1,700.
More than that.
No. They were 1,700.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Warren D writes, what is the best way to sell an engagement ring and wedding ring?
I'm gonna let you answer that one. Go ahead.
Best way to sell it is first try to see the jeweler who you bought it from and see what they'll give you back for it. 7 times out of 10, they're going to give you more credit for jewelry back in the store. Now, if you need cash and that's not what you want, do not go to a pawn shop. It all depends. You have a 1 carat, you have a 2 carat. I always recommend people to try to buy an SI1 diamond if it's 1 carat or bigger. If you can't afford that, there's payment plans for other things here and there. I don't suggest getting stuff from like a Robin Brothers or like a Zales or Daniels or whatever it may be in the mall. A lot of times, the biggest ring they'll have in there is 1.2 carats. And it's 2 or 3 times the price. And the thing is, they have financing. The way they're making their money is on 25, 30% APR and killing you on that. So I don't suggest you financing a ring if you don't have to. Now, as far as all that goes, if you have a 1 carat, 2 carat, 3 carat stone, there's money in that, believe it or not. There's ways to do it. If you have GIA papers and everything else, there's people who buy diamonds. Not just from, you know, me or Jimmy, but there's people in diamond districts in your local neighborhood that would buy you for a certain price. Now, mind you, if you buy a diamond and it's somewhat recent, know that you're going to take an L. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's a buyer-seller market, right? It goes back and forth. Now, the thing is, if you have homeowners insurance or you have renters insurance, if you've had the diamond for a good amount of time and you've paid a certain price, chances are that diamond went up in value. And I'm not telling you to commit fucking insurance fraud, but you just need to protect yourself in a lot of ways. So, you know, I buy back diamonds for my clients all the time. Jimmy, I'm sure you do too.
Definitely.
And I use them again. So it's the best thing to do. Another girl. Amazing. You know what? I think we have a 75% male viewership at fan base, which is normal. 25% women. We love the women on the show and listen to the show. Ashley Molina writes, hey, Ben, I've been listening to your podcast since day one. I'm also one of the rare percentage of female listeners in their 20s who listen to the pod. Thank you for always being authentic and pulling us up on so much free game. You're like the wise, insightful uncle I never had. I'm currently going through my first breakup, and I'm trying to stay busy and positive and not spiral with men, drugs, or alcohol like most people my age do. I've also deleted my social media so I do not consume myself or make myself feel worse, but it doesn't seem to help. You have openly shared how difficult the past year has been for you, and I was wondering what advice you could give me or what help you get through difficult times. Appreciation and gratitude, Ashley from San Diego. I guess I'll start, but Jimmy, if you want to add. Ashley, your heart knows when you're ready to start dating somebody else. I waited 13 months before I even entertained dating, and I wasn't looking for a girlfriend. I didn't even mention girlfriend until 3 months had hit, and we spent a lot of time and everything else. Now, as far as the toughest points of my time, toughest time of my life, I will say this. It did help to talk to a therapist because there might have been things I didn't know what I needed to do. And it is good to lean on your friends. Now, I didn't want to be a burden on my friends. I'm a little weird. I'm very independent. I spent a lot of time by myself. Now, I don't know if this could work for you, but I dove into a hobby, and that being golf. And I played golf already. But I learned a lot about myself, as I'd mentioned earlier about the Schoolboy Q thing. You learn a lot about yourself about golf. When you're on a golf course, you realize that nobody's going to help you. It's not a team sport. You get some advice from here and there, but really it's up to you to score better, get out of a shitty situation. There are a lot of parallels in golf. Being out there, smelling fresh air, bad weather, good weather. Fortunately, it was spring, summer, and I just dove into golf. And I just did a lot of reflection on my life, figured out what went wrong, could I have changed it? And then I realized that's the past. I can't go back and change it, right? I tried to fix the marriage. I wanted to try to make it work, but at a certain point, I was like, this shit ain't gonna work. So I kept it pushing. So I really think that time is just, not on your side, but you do need some time to really be by yourself. Deleting social media, I think that's good. Good for you. You're in your 20s, so it's different. If I was in my 20s, yeah, fuck it. If there was someone that was cool and I was whatever, and I felt like there was no string attached sex, and I wanted to smash and whatever, cool and whatever, and that would be like the easiest way just to fucking temporarily put a Band-Aid on something. But really, I think you got to just go at face value, and I think you have to embrace the pain. I know it sounds crazy. You have to literally sop up all the pain, go through the feels, and let that go through the motion so you can process everything. And when you're ready to go, you're ready to go. So anything else you need to add, Jimmy, or not?
No, just I'm gonna say like I said earlier on the podcast, Ben, you gotta grieve. That's a part of it. And I do agree with Ben. I definitely feel you should get with a therapist, because being able to talk to somebody that's non-biased, someone that can just really hear you out. With me, I also keep a lot to myself. But at the same time, I've learned through experiences that you want to just don't even turn to your friends, because not saying anything is against it, but sometimes your friends are going to give you their opinion on the situation. And sometimes that's not the same opinion as you. So you kind of want to, grieve and get through the situation the way your mind wants it to. So definitely I feel going to a therapist and talking and really getting it out will really get you through the process and get through the process a lot faster. But good luck, man. Much respect. Just doing the right thing and getting off social media and wanting to do this and that too. But also you're young, man. Just live life. Be happy. That's why I tell my daughter, just be happy. Enjoy.
So, that's all it is, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
We're going to do like one or two more questions. It's a lot of shit that we got to go through. And this is a good one. Jay Speed writes, "Hey Ben and Jimmy, how did you guys meet your new girlfriends?" Jimmy, go ahead.
The crazy thing, I met my girlfriend at my son's school. We actually she actually been working there since 2017. So we had seen each other around here and there, never really talked. She left for a couple of years and came back. And, we just never really talked until one day I was just really doing something goofy in the hallway with my youngest son, Jackson. And she walked by and kind of laughed. And we kind of like just, you know, talked a little bit there, and we were hallway friends for a little bit, you know what I mean, before we even got to the point of talking outside of work and things like that. And everything just happened the way it did, man. Definitely never would have expected it. I'll tell you that. But I'm happy than a motherfucker now.
From meeting Jimmy's girl, I was actually pleasantly surprised. Sweet girl, love her to death. And not what, like, Jimmy was dating some, and this isn't take away from that. I'm talking about he was dating some straight up centerfold model girls. I was like, what the hell's you meet through? What you meet this girl through Drake or somebody, right? Like, it was funny. No, great girl. My situation was quite different. Funny thing is, this girl came across my page on my Explore page. I was like, wow, this chick is beautiful. Went to her page, to who she was following, and she happened to follow one of my employees. And my employee followed her back. So I hit him up. I was like, yo, what's up with this girl, this and that? He's like, yo, oh my God. And this is key, by the way. And he's like, this would be such a great girl for you to meet and talk to and everything else. Let me set it up. So technically, I met my girlfriend through Key, my employee. And I trust him. He's one of the best people I know. He's one of the best employees I ever had. And she's, you know, never dated a Korean girl. So it was a great thing. So this is the last question, guys. Rates Lewis writes, hey, Ben, Jimmy, this is Rates. I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite bank and what is your favorite credit card company? Jimmy, why don't you start this off? Because it's the last question.
So I'd say my favorite bank, man, I ain't gonna lie. Chase was one of my favorite banks I was working with. Unfortunately, I'm not with them no more, but I'm with
Fuck Chase.
Navy Federal Credit Union, Regions Bank. You know, they be doing their thing, man. Shout out to them. Credit
unions
wise,
are fucking amazing. If you can have a credit union bank, you're not gonna find a better fucking bank. But go on, Jimmy. Sorry.
Yeah, and credit card wise, I ain't gonna lie. My Navy Federal Credit Card and my Discover would be my favorites.
Really,
What about
Discover?
you, Ben? Yeah.
Why Discover, Jimmy? Tell me why Discover.
Man, I just never had a problem with them, bro. Like, I just, you know, even from before when I was with my ex and now, like, we've spent so much and used so much, it's never been a problem with them, bro. Like,
are there points on Discover?
Mm-hmm. We get cash back too.
Can you buy like Jordans and clothes with Discover?
I don't know. You know, I'm a hoarder, bro. So I still got all my points and stuff like that. I just don't be knowing what to do with them sometimes.
No. Can
so
you buy? No, I'm saying, can you use a Discover card to walk into Undefeated and buy some?
You can buy anything. You can use Discover anywhere. The only problem you ever get problems in Discover is like when you out the country. Like when I was in Europe or when I was in Vietnam and stuff. But in the US, bro, you can use Discover anywhere, everywhere, anything.
Okay. My favorite bank, I would say to this day, is probably HSBC. I don't know if there's a HSBC in you know, your neighborhood or whatever. They just have a great relationship with private banking and things like that. I will say if you can get into a credit union, you should. I think Chase private banking was amazing until it wasn't. And I just think they're a bunch of fucking idiots. So fuck them. Now that's personal banking. As far as credit cards, I will say this. My Amex Black Card was my favorite Black Card. That was my favorite credit card. But I think I fell in love with the fact that it was such a flex. I don't care if you're coming in flip-flops, you can be dressed like a homeless person. You pull out that Black Centurion card, it's just like, wow. And the perks it has with the concierge service was ridiculous. If you bought a first-class plane ticket, you can get the second one for free. All you got to do is just pay for the tax on it. So if whatever the tax was on $5,000 or $10,000 ticket, you get the ticket for free. So it was amazing. But they raised the annual rate. It just didn't fit me anymore because I found the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Chase Sapphire Reserve has to be the best credit card I've had for points, for international use because I travel a lot, going out of the country and having zero foreign transaction fees. It was incredible. But again, the point system for traveling, I've amassed over 2 million points. I've vacations, plane tickets, hotel stays, it's all free just off of points, you know? And you never want to cash in your points for cash. You will always get crushed. Always make sure you're using points for travel partners and things that are going to give you at least 2 to 3 times the dollar amount. So if you're going to get an Amazon card and they want a certain amount of points, are ridiculous. It's like stupid. Like sometimes I fly Southwest, and if I book the ticket early enough, I could use 8,000 points, and it's point for point. And it's like I could get a round trip ticket to San Francisco now, and those 8,000 points realistically was like nothing for me. It literally cost me, especially when I was getting bonus points here and there, could have cost me like literally, it wasn't shit. So those are my favorite bank, my favorite credit card. Guys, that is the end of fan questions. Real quick, I'd like to give a shout out to Major Muscle Group. Been showing a lot of love for the podcast, been helping with the studio. They finance this shit. And by the way, I know it's bad, but I promise I give them a shout out. I got to give a shout out to Vape Mobs again. They've been helping me out. So hard to find this fucking flavor. Do not smoke. This is the only vice I have during my divorce, and it's something that made me feel good. Maybe try Zyn or something else. This is just bad. I do want to talk about a few things. I just don't think we have enough time. This is a long goddamn episode. So, I think I'll save it for the next one. But Jimmy, is there anything else you want to bring up?
Yeah, I want to bring up one more thing, bro. I don't know if anybody been noticing, but last week there was news around the world about the lady that took $44 billion and she just got convicted and sentenced to death in Vietnam.
Wait, stop. Jimmy, I know you're not good at math.
44 billion.
Did you say 44? B as in Ben.
44 B's, yeah. Ben Baller. Bitch was balling. 44 B's.
She stole 44 billion. Did you hear what you just said?
Basically, she ain't even steal it. That's the craziest part of it all, bro. But
hold on, no, hold on. I don't even, hold on. Fuck this, hold on, bro. Sorry, I have to look this up on the internet real quick. What the fuck was this dude's name? Who was the fucking dude that did the No, hold on. Who was the dude that did the Ponzi scheme?
What's his name?
What was the Ponzi scheme?
Bro, what's his name?
Bernie Madoff.
Bernie Madoff, yeah.
Hold on. This is fucking me up.
What Bernie did? He did like 28 billion, right? Or something like that?
I don't know what Bernie Madoff stole, but please, I need to fucking hear this story.
So her name is Mai Lang Trung. She was convicted of taking out 44 billion in loans from the Saigon Commercial Bank. Basically, she was the head of the bank, and she was approving all types of loans, mainly her loans for a lot of real estate development she was doing, and all her friends doing kickbacks and all that, and it totaled out to 44 billion.
And she's Vietnamese.
Yeah, Vietnamese, 67-year-old Vietnamese property developer.
And she just got convicted, and so now what's happening with her? Is there going to be a trial? What's going on?
There was a trial, and it's crazy that one of the days of the trial, I was in Vietnam, and they shut down the whole city, like blocks and everything, bro. Like it was the president coming through there, and it was on her way to court and back. Like literally, it was crazy, bro. And she got convicted. She's guilty, and they sentenced her to death.
Okay, hold on one second. One more time, slowly. What's her name again?
Trung is her last name, Truong, and My Lang, but it's spelled My, M-Y, and Lang, L-A-N.
Okay, did you ever meet this woman? Did you ever hear about her ever, like in Vietnam over the years?
I never met her, but you
hear
about her. You hear about her all the time. You know what I mean? Like my family, they know people, so they know her and things like that. But yeah, it's gangster, bro. It's gangster. She was doing her thing.
Holy shit. So through real estate and investment fraud, she stole, and that's what it is.
44 B's.
Jesus. God damn, bro. I thought she was going to try. I mean, no offense to your girlfriend or nothing, but damn, that you should. Well, so what happened to the money? Did she have to return it? Did you know anything?
They're saying that she has to pay back return 27 billion. That's what they're requiring her to return back.
Okay, so where'd the 17 billion go? She just fucking spent. She bought. I mean, bro, do you have any idea what kind of yachts and what? Bro, the Powerball winner won $2 billion and he took home. Do you know what kind of bro? What?
Bro, and you see her picture, right? That's cougar material.
Dog, I don't give a fuck if she looked like Buddy Hackett. I'm falling in love. What? Oh my God! Does she have any kids?
Cost a thing.
Well, no, her kids would be too young. They would be like
2 daughters. No, she has 2 daughters. They're grown. They're like well, they're not grown. They're like in their 20s. Her husband is a Chinese developer too. I think he does real estate development, but they're trying to say he had nothing to do with it. And I think the daughters, I think one of the nieces got locked up too. But
the husband got fucking at least 300.
That's what they said,
on,
and it's like her loans made up 93% of all the bank's lending. You know what I mean? And what sucks about all this, it sounds crazy, and I know we're laughing about it, but it hurts, and it's gonna suck for Vietnam itself. You know what I mean? For the people there, and the people living out there. It sucks, you know what I mean? But it's crazy, you know what I mean? It's crazy. So much corruption still going on. And honestly, I was reading an article and they're saying that a part of her getting locked up like this has to do with the corruption going on, you know what I'm saying? And they're trying to bring in the main people to try to get back to making it more corrupt, because she was bringing in a lot of money from outside to really try to invest and build up Vietnam and to make it, nicer and all that, you know what I mean? But they weren't really feeling that, being able to just lock it down. So it's crazy, man.
I mean, dog, look,
the
Marcos family stole billions upon billions, like more than that, but not like they were the president. They were the fucking ruler of the country. Suharto from Indonesia, they say he stole almost $1 trillion. But this is like a woman, like, you know what I mean? In modern day, like that's just crazy.
They even said this part, bro, where that prosecutor said over a period of 3 years from February 2019, she ordered her driver to withdraw 108 trillion Vietnamese dong, which is more than 4 billion USD, in cash from the bank and store it in her basement in Vietnam, bro.
And bro, your Vietnamese gangster homies didn't go find that's some Ocean's 11 shit.
And they said a lot of that bread though was for like she was paying off a lot of people, chief inspectors, at the central bank.
No, I get it, but
all that.
Okay, let me tell you something. A lot of people about to go down, like them inspectors and government officials. But bro, think about Ocean's 11.
Mm-hmm.
They had 11 dudes, and each one of them got 11 mil. Right? Yep. They stole 200, 300 million. We talking about 4 billion cash? Do you know what kind of move? Oh my God. Anyways, guys, that's it for the show. This was the longest episode we've ever had. Please stop right now. Very important. Listen to me. Hit that subscribe button. Please click subscribe. Do me a favor. Just click the subscribe. And do me a favor. You guys have a homework assignment. I know people hate homework. This homework assignment's easy. Tell a friend to tell a friend about Cold as Ice podcast. Please subscribe. Let us get back on here. Next week, we go get into the soft guy era, which is some new shit I'm hearing, some bullshit. Soft guy era. We're going to talk about being famous for no reason, a bunch of other shit. I appreciate y'all. I love you guys. Jimmy, you got anything to say before we sign off?
Man, y'all know what it is, man. Y'all ready to get that real, official, uncut, man. Y'all subscribe, man. It's going to get live at 5. Y'all know what it is, man. We're going to do what it do.
We not mixing vitamin B, no fentanyl.
No, this ain't no Reebok around here. This ain't no fentanyl. We say now to the now. You know what I'm
saying? All right, y'all. We out. Peace.
This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to ball, now we set the price. This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a Chance the ball, now we setting the price, let's get it.